Silvie's Okay is the gazy country project of Vince Thompson. Raised on a cattle ranch in the high desert before moving to Boston and eventually Western Massachusetts, Silvie's Okay is a return to his roots of blasting pop country music through the AM radio of a tractor. Since birthing the project in 2023, Thompson has shared the stage with artists such as Brennan Wedl, Olive Klug, Dean Johnson, Mal Devisa, and Amelia Cry Till I Die. Sylvie's demo EP, Grit and Bear It, was released in April of 2024. Hello, Vince. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing okay. How are you?
Great, thank you. You lived in Boston for a while, and then you came out to Western Massachusetts. Where were you from originally?
Originally I grew up on a cattle ranch in like middle of nowhere, like extremely rural Oregon. And then moved out to Boston for college, but I
Uh,
was in rural Oregon for like 18 years.
I'm glad you stayed on the East Coast.
Yeah, I've been in coming up on my 10-year anniversary in Massachusetts.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah.
It's a good place to live.
Yeah, it's good for the time being.
You before you came out here, you were working on a farm, I take it, listening to pop country through an AM radio on a tractor. That,
Yeah, yeah, my family are cattle ranchers, so I was a fifth generation cattle
oh,
rancher in Oregon. And so just grew up working on my family's ranch. And then my parents also like my dad's interesting man, also a artist and also runs like a bed and breakfast kind of thing. So
oh, cool.
um yeah, so it was a interesting mix of like living in the middle of nowhere, listening to country music, etc. But then also like working in a bed and breakfast where a lot of like old, rich, retired people would like come and stay while they were like bird watching, etc. And so I would like play music for them like while we served them dessert
Oh,
at the
cool.
bed and breakfast.
Oh,
So
that's my kind of Airbnb.
yeah.
Um, so I take it this I noticed like an indie twang, especially on Butch Believer. And I'm assuming that listening to the pop country growing up, that kind of influenced you. And then, did you listen to a lot of indie rock as well later on?
Yeah, I think like I like grew up like really like country music was like the main thing I was listening to, like on the radio whenever I was in the car or tractor, etc. Like that was really, and then I had a pretty limited music taste outside of that growing up, and then when I ended up in Boston, everything just kind of like blew, like my whole psyche, everything expanded pretty quickly in a way that was jarring. But I
Moving to the city will
got
do that, yeah.
yeah, I got pretty involved in like the Boston DIY scene there and everything. So like yeah, I definitely just had a lot of influence in like indie music and like rock music, punk music from like the people I was making music with or spending time around and going to shows with when I was living in Boston. And I wasn't making music that in any way would have aligned with country music, really. There was definitely like a folk thread, but my music from when I was like in college and then after college up until like 2 years ago was very much like hard to listen to because it was so sad. Like emo folk music.
Ah, yeah.
With like sometimes I had like indie, like heavy hitter kind of thing happening, but it was basically all really sad. And then I wrote Butch Believer kind of, it just kind of happened to me. I didn't mean to write it. It just, I feel like that's how I write songs is I don't ever write anything that I sit down to write. I write what I'm supposed to write in that moment. And um, then I'm like, okay, I guess that happened. But yeah, I wrote Butch Believer and I was like, oh my God, what have I done? And I had to take a second to warm up to it, but then I was like, after that, I just couldn't stop writing things that were like more alt country.
Hmm.
And it feels very natural to do so now, which
Sure.
it feels good. It feels like a reconnection to home.
It sounds genuine and natural, so keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I love Butterfly and Moth. The melody, the lyrics brings up images of Bonnie Light Horseman mashed up with
Mm,
Lucy Dacus.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
I love the kind of slow tempo. Makes it really
Yeah.
kind of draws you into the lyrics more, I think.
Yeah, I think I do that. I like all of my songs are pretty slow tempo. My producer, whenever like the last time we were in the studio laying down drums for something, um, she put on the scratch track and they started laying down the drums, and I was like, "Oh no, it's too fast! It's too fast!" And she looked at me and she was like, "Vince, this is so slow. Shut up!" Like it literally stopped. But I feel like I want people to like absorb the lyrics. Like I am a lyricist above all, I think,
Mhm.
when I'm writing. Like the lyrics and the melody and the guitar part are all written at the same time, and I want that to be really absorbed. And so I always slow it down. So you really have to listen.
And I do. I'd say probably the most upbeat tempo one is probably Butch Believer, though, right?
Yeah, Bush Believer. I think Whiplash is a little more upbeat. A bit than some of the other stuff. And I have a song may or may not come out soon. I'm maybe gonna sit on it for a little while longer, but I have some stuff that is definitely more of like a upbeat indie kind of thing going on, but it's always got to be at least a little bittersweet.
It's all good. I feel like I can feel the pain in some of your songs, like The Party.
hmm
Is that based on actual events or?
um yeah, the party was like writing about like the experience of like if I like it's based on like what I would like as it says in the song, like I have a plan. Like and that is just like what it was of like going through the processing like emotionally of like what I would do if I were to end up in the same space as someone that I don't want to be in the same space as.
I think it's good to have that plan. I
Yeah.
think we all have somebody that we don't want to run into.
Yeah.
Is this now you're going to be performing at the Green River Festival on Saturday,
Mhm.
June 21st. Is this your first Green River Festival?
This is my first Green River Fest. It's my second festival. I played Mass Mocha, the Fresh Grass Festival,
Oh,
this
okay, yeah.
past summer, and that was very fun. But I think this lineup at Green River Fest, I feel right at home, like with the lineup, and I actually volunteered at Green River Fest last year, and
Okay,
I
so
had a lot
you're
of fun.
familiar with
And
it then.
yeah, I think I said to like someone who was working like the bar in the artist area was like, "Oh my God, Vince, like, are you playing this year?" And I was like, "No, but I will next year." And here I am. So that feels exciting.
Cool. We're
Yeah.
looking forward to watching you perform. I always tell everybody the Green River Festival is the best. It's the perfect size, not too big, not too small. It's like Goldilocks and
hmm
Mass Mocha has a very similar vibe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it feels really cool to have like a festival. I mean, I would say like a few of the artists that are playing Green River Fest this year are like my current heroes. Like as of right now, like people I've been listening to all year and just
Mhm.
like can't get enough of and like am blown away by. So it feels amazing that they're coming to our little Western Mass here and all going to be in one place. And feels wild that I'll be there with them.
Local people or the some of the national acts?
Like Waxahachie, MJ Lenderman, Julian Baker, Torres. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
they're all good.
yeah,
I can't
definitely.
wait. 2 months.
Yeah,
We're 2 months out.
yeah. Also
Um,
excited to see like some more locals like Kimaya Diggs and Bobby. Bobby's just incredible. So excited to see and many more on the lineup. Very exciting.
Absolutely. Uh, so Grit and Barrett is your EP that you released last year. Um, are you pleased with the kind of feedback you're getting from fans and the public?
Yeah, I think that I needed to put something out. And I was very like that. We recorded that EP like 3 months after I started playing with the full band at all. Like we went to the studio and recorded it. So, and we like no click, no like we just like basically live recorded everything and put vocals over the top of it and called it a day. Um, and I think I really struggle with that EP. And I like um I think it's just such a like and people are so kind about it and like I think that people really do love it and that means so much to me. And I'm just it's hard not to be a perfectionist as an artist and it's hard for me to be like, oh, I like wish that I would have done it so differently and blah, blah, blah. And then it's like you can just re-record the songs. Like it's okay. Like so I feel like I'm like having a moment right now where I'm like, it's okay. Sometimes you just need to put music out and let people hear it and not freak out about is it good enough or is it really capturing what I'm capable of or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, people have been really sweet about it. People really like it. And I think like um, releasing like Butterfly and Moth and Whiplash over the past few months, like less than a year after the EP and like kind of showing like how hard I have been working on my sound and on my recording process and like just like the production, etc. Yeah, it feels I feel like it is sweet to look at it and be able to see it as like a marker of like a capturing of the beginning of this project
Mhm.
and then just get to kind of see everything like because I'm recording as I go. And so it feels exciting to like see the growth with each new song.
And it's going to be exciting watching your career as you progress and learn more and develop and branch out and explore all that you can do.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Um, just real quick, I read somewhere that you were proud that you stuck to your values in every step of the project, insofar in the queer, keeping it all in the queer community, right?
That was with Grit and Barrett at that point, um like everyone who is involved in like everyone who played on it, the
Mhm.
producer, or like we didn't really have a producer, but like recording engineer and then the mastering engineer,
I
photographer,
as soon
etc.
as I read that, I was like, I bet Vince got Annie Casella to master this. And I
Yeah.
looked on Bandcamp and there was
Yeah.
Annie.
Yes, I did. Yeah, and he did a great job. It's very sweet to work with her. And I'm also I feel like as I continue to like grow and everything, it's like figuring out like where are the places where I'm like I don't it's not like a compromise. It's like where are the places where like it feels like representation of like identity wise who is a part of this is like extremely important and like needs to be the center of it and then where are the places that like relationally and like accessibly like sometimes that isn't true that like every single person I'm working with is sharing x identity whatever and that doesn't like it doesn't mean that I'm like compromising like the core values of what my art is, and like at the end of the day, like who my art is for, and it's for me, and
Mhm.
it's like for people who find themselves in it, and you can identify any way you want, I think, to be able to find yourself in my work. So
I think it's very relatable. And I want to thank you for all that you do. And like I said,
thank
I'm
you.
definitely going to be keeping an eye on your career and seeing how you progress.
Thank you.
Do you want to play a quick game before we go?
Let's do it.
This is called Lyrical Ponderings.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a song title.
Okay.
The song title is in the form of a question. You can either tell me who sang the song or answer the question.
Whoa. I'm grasping what you're saying.
You know,
I
I
think I
go
might
really slow because nobody seems to really catch on. But don't worry, just pick a
okay.
number and we'll get going.
Pick a number.
Yep,
Okay. Three.
that's a popular one. I'm gonna just give you a random one. Here we go. Isn't life strange? That's the song title. Isn't life strange? You can either tell me who sang the song or answer the question.
I got you. I understand what's happening. Um, Answering the question, yeah.
That's an easy one, huh? That was the Moody Blues back in 1972.
All right.
Well, Vince, thank you so much. And we're looking forward to Sylvie's OK at Green River Festival on Saturday, June 21st.
Awesome.
Uh,
I can't wait. Yeah, I hope to see you there.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Vince.
All right. Thank you.